Everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people like you who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. My guest today is Kiyomi Koike from Sei Mee Tea, and I'll explain why I'm having her on the show. So, if you watch my show regularly, you'll know I've had on several times the neurologist, the Shirzais, the wonderful plant-based neurologist, and they often mention how green tea is protective against Alzheimer's. And then most recently, I had on Dr. Christy Funk, who's a breast cancer surgeon, and she also was touting the benefits of green tea. Now, this is something that I've always avoided because I, just like everyone in my family, is very, very sensitive to caffeine, and I have to avoid it all at all costs, even chocolate. So I never looked into it. But then on the case was Sharon McRae, my dear friend, a PCRM cooking instructor, who found a company that not only makes it, but makes it completely decaffeinated matcha powder. And she's been enjoying it so much. And I got a few samples sent to me, and it did not give me any jitters at all. I drank it first thing in the morning. It did not make me nauseous. And I'm like, wow, well, hey, this is amazing. And I also got sent a sample of their coffee-like beverage. It's made out of rice. It was absolutely fantastic. I didn't drink it as a beverage because I'm not a coffee drinker. I put it in my date shake and made like a coffee milkshake, and it was also wonderful. So here's the person that probably knows more about this subject than anyone else. Please meet the owner of Sei Mee Tea. I hope I said that right. Yeah, Sei Mee Tea. Yep. Kiyomi, nice to see you. I watched your presentation for Sharon's group, and so it was wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me today, Chef AJ. This is just so exciting.
It's my pleasure. Why are you so passionate about green tea?
Well, so my green tea journey started 16 years ago. Well, actually, before that, I went through the whole research stage, and first of all, thank you so much all for having me here, and I appreciate your curiosity about the green tea. And so my name is Kiyomi, and I'm a native Japanese. I was born and raised in Japan 30 years. And my international marriage brought me here to the United States. And unfortunately, my parents were not happy about that international marriage. So after I came here, I was not really talking to my father for several years. But occasionally, I was talking to my mother. And when my second child was born, I called her. And when I called her, I was expecting to hear joy and excitement from her. But she was really quiet, and eventually she said, now the baby was born safely, so I can tell you this. And your father is ill, seriously ill. And our doctor said just a few months life left. So after I hung up, I wasn't sure what to think. And I was just thinking, I have to go, how and when I can go and see him. And then just a few weeks afterwards, another news hit me. My husband came home and he said, well, I was diagnosed with cancer. And the bad news was actually that it was already starting to metastasize and stage 3. And survival chance is 50-50. So I had 2-month-old baby and a 3-year-old boy, and I felt like, what's going on with my life? The two important men in my life are dying, and I was really worried about my future, our children's future, and I was just put in a darkest place. And so after my husband was hospitalized, I was just alone with my newborn baby and a 3-year-old boy, and I was often crying. And then my boy one day came to me, quietly stood behind me, and gently patted my shoulder. And he said, "It's okay, mommy. the little, so gentle little voice. It's okay, mommy. It's okay, mommy. And that was it. I woke up and I thought, I have to do something constructive, positive. So before I came to Japan, came to the United States, about that time, scientific studies were out in Japan. The studies were done to find why cancer rate was low in the area the green tea production was major in industry. So I knew the green tea is good for cancer. Cancer fighting, healing properties are in the green tea. So when Bill came home, my husband came home, I went to the grocery store and I got a ton of tea bag teas, green tea bag teas. And I told Bill to drink 10 cups a day. And that studies found out, people drank tea all the time, freshly brewed, because, they have abundant, fresh green teas. So I told him, okay, 10 cups a day. And each time use fresh tea bag and brew freshly. And he did it. First day, second day, and third day. I still remember we were standing in front of the kitchen and he gently said, honey, I can't do this anymore. I'd rather die. So my jaw dropped to the floor. And immediately I thought, no, we are not giving up. So I decided to research more. I believed there's going to be a better way and better tea out there somewhere, and a better way to get the green tea benefits. So that's when I started the intensive research. And I asked the friends in Japan, and because I found from this research, I found the two important facts. Number one, if you want to get the green tea benefits, you better drink powder or whole tea leaf rather than just the juice from the brewed tea. Number two, sun exposure makes the antioxidants of the green tea in a tea leaf, sun exposure. So those two points and those two facts, I told my friends, and please find those teas. And then one of my friends sent a product. It was even organic. And I was just so excited. And I wanted to see how Bill would appreciate this tea. And because it was powder form, it's easy to make. And also he said, this is tasty. I can drink this. So he didn't have to force himself to drink it. He was willing to drink it. And in fact, he was drinking like 3 to 5 cups a day. And at the beginning, when we started the green tea, we asked his oncologist, does green tea bother his treatment? Because he was going through the chemotherapy that time. And the doctor said, no, it's all right. The green tea is not going to harm it. But I'm not sure if green tea is going to do anything for you, but it's okay. Go ahead and drink if you like. And 2 years later, all the test results came out clean, and of course chemotherapy is done, and we went to see the doctor again. And at that time, doctor's opinion got changed. He told us, well, your odds were low, but you beat it. And you don't have to come see me anymore, but don't stop drinking your green tea. That's what he said. So we came home and we talked about, well, maybe it's a moral obligation to share our discoveries with American folks, and so that people get the green tea benefits. And we hear more and more cancer cases, everybody is affected by cancer, either family or friend. So our journey is still going on. So that is our story.
That's amazing. May I ask what kind of cancer your husband had and how long has it been in remission now?
Okay, so his cancer was colon cancer, actually, more like colorectal cancer. And it's been 20 years. Well, he was diagnosed 2001. So yeah, it's been 20 years. He's cancer-free.
That's amazing. And what happened to your father, if I may ask?
Well, my father unfortunately passed away as he was predicted. He was a typical Japanese guy, and he was smoking so much, and it was not actually a surprise he got the lung cancer.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, that's just an amazing story. Does your husband tell the story to people?
Yes, yeah. He's not a really showing off guy. So, he tells when he was asked, but yeah, it is, we didn't actually discuss much how he feels when we were going through the treatment, but afterwards, he told me every time he was drinking a cup, he was saying the mantra, like, die bastard, die to the cancer. So he believed in it and it worked. So I'm so glad.
That's just absolutely amazing. I imagine your kids are either grown or almost grown now. Are they green tea drinkers as well?
Well, yeah. My daughter is more like, baker or yeah, enjoying the cooking with green tea powder. Yeah. So
that is fantastic.
Thank you.
So the best thing for people would to have the whole leaf, the whole powder that's ground. That's the matcha. That's what you for if somebody, because somebody's starting out, maybe they have never had green tea. That would be the best place to start. And is it just as beneficial when it's decaffeinated? That's what some people are wanting to know.
Right. So our decaffeinated process is patented and it uses only water. So the water process decaffeination. And water removes, somewhat some of the nutrients. But if you are looking at antioxidants from green tea, only 5% reduction. So if you're comparing powder, decaffeinated powder tea and tea bag tea, the decaffeinated powder tea provides you more antioxidants. So that is the fascinating part. And if you are avoiding caffeine and if you're drinking decaf green tea, tea bag tea, it's worse. The water soluble part of the nutrition is already gone, right? So you are actually brewing the empty, nothing come out, just the colored water you are drinking from the decaffeinated tea bag tea. So if you are enjoying the process of brewing tea, that's a different thing. But if you want to get health benefits of antioxidants, green tea antioxidants, then you should drink decaffeinated tea bag, green tea powder. Yeah.
That's amazing. Does it have to, can you just use the powder like in a smoothie or like even in like if we do a lot of fruit sorbets with frozen bananas, or do you have to put boiling water in it first to activate it?
That's a great question. Yeah. So no is the answer. You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to boil it. Because it's a powder form and because it's organic, you can put the powder right there into your smoothie and then mix it up. And the versatility doesn't stop there. You can mix into your soup. You can mix into your dip, jam, spread, whatever. You don't have to drink it like a tea. So if you're not a tea drinker, green tea powder, use the green tea powder into your food. So that is the best way to get the health benefits.
And how much should we be taking a day? Like if we don't even have cancer, if we just for the benefits, and in more if we already have cancer?
Okay, so this is the interesting fact about the tea antioxidants, catechins. They actually quickly metabolize. So once you ingest, 30 minutes, 40 minutes after ingestion, your system is fully loaded with antioxidants, catechins. And then after that, by 3 hours or 4 hours, your system is all utilized the antioxidants, and then they go out from the system. So if you want to retain the fresh antioxidants in the system, 3 to 4 hours, you should drink every cup, each cup, 3 to 4 hours. But if you are not really, fighting against the chronic disease, just 1 cup a day is fine. However, the key is consistency. You better drink 1 cup a day at least, rather than, oh, I gotta catch up, 3 cups, every, a few days, rather than that every cup a day.
Yes. And isn't it a very small amount of the powder, something like a 1/4 teaspoon that yields 1 cup?
Right, yeah. So 1/4 teaspoonful is the 1 serving of sencha green tea powder. But if you like to enjoy the, little stronger flavor, you can add more. And another key is, if it's delicious, you're gonna keep drinking, right? So yeah, there's no reason not to make it palatable.
It's so funny because I like everything weak. So I put like 2 cups of water in my 1/4 teaspoon, and that was perfect for me.
Wonderful. Wow. So your palate is very keen and sensitive.
Yeah, just really, and not that it didn't taste good, but I tend to dilute everything, even when I drink green juice, everything. So Diane wants to know, how much caffeine is in regular matcha powder? How would that compare to a cup of coffee?
Okay, so matcha powder, so the short answer of that is matcha powder caffeine amount depends on the length of the shading period. But usually the everyday grade or culinary grade matcha offers the lowest amount of caffeine, which is like 35 milligram, which is about 1/3 of regular coffee. Or, I don't know, let's see, so 3, you guys don't eat the Hershey chocolate bar, but 3 candy bars of the Hershey's chocolate bars. So if you are enjoying ceremonial grade, ceremonial grade matcha, that offers highest amount of caffeine, and that could go up to 50, 60, 70 milligram a serving. So it depends on the product. So I love to show you. Behind me, I have the products. And also, if we have time, we can go through the presentation quickly. Yeah.
No, absolutely. We have plenty of time. Whatever you'd like to do first.
Okay, great. So should we just dive into the presentation then?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
If you joined us late, this is Kiyomi from Sei Mee Tea, and she's talking about the benefits of green tea for cancer. And she has a wonderful company that Sharon McRae told me about, where she has matcha powder that is completely decaffeinated and a coffee-like beverage as well. So that's what we're talking about today.
Okay, great. So I'm going to do the presentation showing why the green tea is good for you, and also if you are avoiding green tea for caffeine, there are options for you. Okay, so if you are not drinking green tea because of caffeine, please watch this presentation because green tea is very healthy. Oh, no.
Yeah, you want to change the view so that,
yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's see from the beginning. Okay, now how's that? Is that good?
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, so what is matcha? Matcha is very popular, so you hear it every day and you see it every day in a blog article, online, Instagram. But matcha is not the only green tea powder, but I'm going to talk about what is matcha right here. So Camellia sinensis is the name of the plant that green tea is made from. And green tea is least processed tea. So that means the tea leaves are not oxidized. And, but, like any fruits and vegetable, if you are just leaving the tea leaves after harvest, they eventually get brown, right? Oxidated. So you have to deactivate the oxidizing enzyme. And there are two ways to do it. And one way is pan frying, and the other way is steaming the tea leaves after harvest. And pan frying is Chinese traditional method, and steaming is Japanese traditional method. And you can imagine actually steaming is gentler process. So studies show actually steamed tea leaves, like Japanese teas, Japanese green teas, offer more antioxidants. And now let's talk about the matcha's characteristic thing. Okay, so matcha is, first of all, ground powder, right? Everybody knows about that. And also another thing is matcha is grown in shade. And, all the plant, most of the plant needs sunlight. And why, the farmers put the cover over the tea plants? Well, the reason is going to be showing in the next video, short video, and you will see why. And one more, the other option of green tea powder is called sencha green tea powder. And sencha green tea powder is using the tea leaves grown in full sun. So please watch the next slide, short video, to see the difference between sencha powder and matcha. Okay, so that was a short video showing how the tea plant Camellia sinensis makes catechin antioxidants. Actually, theanine is the original substance, and when they are exposed to sunlight, they are converted into catechin antioxidants. So it's logical to think matcha shade-grown tea is actually less antioxidant than the sencha powder. But nothing wrong with matcha, like shown in the video. If you like matcha, you get sustainable energy, and if you like to get more antioxidants rather than the caffeine, and then sencha powder is the option for you. And we also offer water process decaffeinated sencha powder. So that is so those are the options, green tea powder options for you. And now, probably you know already, but what makes green tea powder healthy? Well, you've heard polyphenols are good for you, flavonoids are good for you. Actually, catechins are both of them. The strong antioxidants, and how strong? It's 100 times stronger than vitamin C and 25 times stronger than vitamin E. And catechins are actually, catechins have a lot of subclasses, and EGCG, probably you've heard of that too. EGCG is the most prominent antioxidants among the catechin subclasses. So EGCG contains over 50% of the catechins. And another unique substance in green tea is L-theanine. L-theanine is a natural relaxant. And the natural relaxant might make you wonder, oh my goodness, green tea makes me sleepy. No, L-theanine is very unique. It creates alpha wave in the brain, but it doesn't make you sleepy. So it makes the calm alert state for you. Now let's talk about why powder. I think I already briefly told you, but this is the study. So green tea leaves are rich in vitamins and minerals, not just catechin antioxidants, not just L-theanine. Actually, it's rich in vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin C, and minerals like calcium, phosphorus, okay, I'm sorry, calcium, phosphorus, even magnesium and potassium. Okay, so anyways, some of those nutrients are water soluble. So if you brew the first brew, 10% of the nutrition come out into the tea water. Second brew, third brew, like that. And then after that, even if you soak the tea leaves for overnight or forever, and if you press the tea leaves so hard, no, about 80% of the nutrition stay in the tea leaves. And you can imagine when you boil spinach, for example, the water becomes green color, but you don't throw away the spinach and drink green colored water. Why? Because most of the nutrition stay in the spinach. And that's why powder will be the better option for the benefit. Okay, now green tea is good for you, right? And thanks to Oprah Winfrey and thanks to Dr. Oz, we know about green tea is good for the better, higher metabolism and great for weight control. So I'd love to talk about a little more about other benefits. Oh, here, before we go there, there are 3 simple rules to use green tea powder for your weight control. I think you all are conscious about the weight control. So here you go. Number 1, exercise daily and drink green tea before and after the exercise because catechins will increase that metabolism for you. So, and also catechins, studies found out catechins will work harder if you exercise. And number 2, drink it before each meal. So what does it do to you is actually it will help curb a blood sugar spike. And number 3, drink it every day. Consistency is the key to the success. Okay, there are a lot of benefits you can get from green tea antioxidants catechins. Catechins are great for cleansing your system. That means green tea powder helps you to stay young, boost immune system, and reduce the risk of cancer. So let's talk about green tea and cancer. So this is one of the many studies done for green tea effects on cancer. This is a comprehensive analysis of tea catechins on breast cancer. But how tea catechins work on cancer cells is universal for a variety of cancer. And green tea antioxidants work on any stage of cancer, including prevention, promotion, and progression, and also, of course, prevention of recurrence too. So catechins scavenge free radicals and neutralize them. Probably you know about free radicals. Usually you are your healthy immune system take care of the free radicals. Free radicals are always in your system as long as you are living, you're alive. So healthy immune system will take care of it. But when you are exposed to the heavy, a lot of toxic substances, or when you're going through the really heavy stress, and then free radicals might get stronger and attack your healthy cells and could cause cancer. And DNA damage is also causing cancer. So catechins prevent DNA damage and also repair the damaged DNA. And catechins inhibit tumor development and induce apoptosis. If you are cancer patients, or if you have cancer patients in your family, probably you know this term. Apoptosis means automatic cancer cell death. Cancer cells are just, so mean, amazing. They create their own feeding pipes. So feeding pipes are new blood vessels, and but catechins actually cut down and kills the blood vessels. So eventually, cancer cells don't have anything to eat, and then they die. And catechin antioxidants also inhibit metastasis of cancer by regulating enzymes that break down proteins. Isn't that amazing? That is just so amazing. And also, catechins are good for hormone balance. And excessive estrogen is one of the causes for prostate cancer, breast cancer. And catechins actually increase metabolism, excessive estrogen, to get hormone balance back to the normal. So that's how catechins could be helpful to prevent those hormone-related cancer. Okay, now the benefit list goes on. So now catechin antioxidants are anti-germs too, and some of you might be using the mouthwash, and mouthwash is great to kill bad germs, but at the same time, it's actually killing the good germs too. But green tea doesn't kill the good germs. That is the amazing part of the antioxidants catechins. They help reduce germs in your mouth, preventing gum disease and bad breath. So, if when you are drinking green tea, actually, you have to think about, I'm doing a great thing for my mouth. That's something you can't get from the supplement pills, right? Okay, and you can use the antioxidants green tea also topically, so you can keep your skin clean. In Japan, even green tea solution is used to clean up the baby's body. Hydration is important to maintain your healthy metabolism. And here is the question about the green tea. So probably you have heard about green tea makes you go to bathroom more often. So does tea dehydrate you? Right? Okay. So some studies were done for that question. And the studies showed actually that's not true. Tea drinkers and those who drank hot water did not show any difference in urine amount. And even studies were done at the high elevation, high altitude, because the altitude affects the, how body creates urine. And again, no difference. So this study showed no evidence that tea is diuretic. So that is great news. Okay, so here we go. The benefit list goes on and on. And green tea powder is a great way to increase your energy and mood, as we saw, and also great for cognitive health too. And that this one is also true to the sencha powder and all true for the green tea powder. So how do they do it? Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about a little bit of history of matcha. Matcha was used for Japanese tea ceremony and still is. And it originates like, almost 600 years ago. And the tea ceremony at that time was created for privileged classes like samurai warriors and Zen monks. And as you can guess, they welcomed calm alertness and sustained energy for meditation and whatever they need to do. So their thoughts and actions, got positively affected by matcha. So they really valued matcha. And now modern science revealed these effects are true. So this shows 5 brain waves. The brain is made up of billions of specialized cells, and some of which are called neurons. Neurons are constantly talking to each other, and this talk can be recorded as the shape of waves. And so there are 5 patterns of waves. And as you know, meditation and exercise can increase alpha waves. But green tea increases 3 brain waves all at once, beta, alpha, theta. So that's what's going on in your brain, and you feel like calm but alert at the same time. And when we speak of when we are speaking of cognitive health, we also want to think about dementia, Alzheimer's diseases, and those diseases are caused by amyloid plaques, and that's what you are looking at it right now. The white stuff sticking to your neurons. And fascinating, our catechins actually break down and also detox amyloid so that they are not going to do any harm anymore. That is a just amazing thing. And also, catechins even induce new neurons in hippocampus. Isn't that crazy, amazing? And so hippocampus is responsible for long-term memory and emotional health. So antioxidants, catechins will support the long-term, that way it helps your cognitive health too. Oh, another thing, catechins actually increase the flow of blood and oxygen to your brain too. So that also has a positive effect to your cognitive health. So the benefit goes on and on. I skipped the antiviral part, but the recent studies are showing actually the antiviral effect of green tea catechins are actually good for all type of virus, including coronavirus. So we'll see. Some of these studies are just fascinating, and they are trying to come up with some kind of medicine. So here we are looking at chromosome, and catechins work on the gene level. And catechins actually help to keep the telomeres young and strong, and actually even restore them. What are telomeres? Okay, so the telomeres are like the plastic tips to protect the chromosome. So just imagine these are shoelaces, and the telomeres are plastic tips. And the catechins actually strengthen the telomeres so that the chromosome or shoelaces don't get worn out. Okay, so this is probably you know Dr. Greger, and this quote was taken from his amazing blog, and he says, tea consumption is associated with a reduced risk of heart disease, stroke, and premature death in general, with each additional cup of green tea a day associated with a 4% lower mortality. So, so he's suggesting, you know, the more the better. So here, once again, if your tea is lower in caffeine, probably it helps you because you want to drink more than 1 cup a day, right? So now probably you are thinking, so caffeine, lower caffeine, lower option of lower caffeine option green tea. Let's see more about, let's find out more about that product. So, ta-da, I have our products right here. So those products are our signature products. We have more, but anyways, those products are in order of the caffeine. The left-hand side is the lowest, and 3 milligram per serving or less. Okay, so that is about the sencha powder water processed decaf. Our pouch serves you like 60 cups. And for Chef AJ, sounds like 120 cups. So, but the beautiful part is, you know, you can adjust the strength easily, right? And sencha powder regular, that pouch is the best seller of ours too. And only 9 milligram of caffeine per serving. So that is about 1/10 of regular coffee. And here, that last question from Linda. Okay, so everyday grade matcha, about 35 milligram per serving. But if you are using more powder, more caffeine. If you're using less powder, less caffeine. And we have 2 more higher grades. Higher grades. Okay, so this is a tricky term. Higher grades doesn't mean higher amount of catechin antioxidants, by the way. So please be aware, but industry uses higher grade for ceremonial grade. So ceremonial grade matcha takes longer shading period. So that takes more care because the shading adds stress to the plant, and the farmers need to take better care, more careful. So that's why ceremonial grades are more expensive. Yeah, and also the shading period slows down the growth of tea leaves too. So lower yield too, you know, all that stuff adds up the price. So the higher grade, ceremonial grade Uji matcha, about 60 milligram of caffeine per serving. So if you're sensitive to caffeine, like Chef AJ and Sharon, the decaffeinated edible green sencha powder is the way to go. And there are a lot of people using this tea, and including really sensitive to the caffeine. And those people are worried, of course, you know, kind of, you know, cautiously approaching, and can I have the sample? Can I try? And they came back like a different person. Hey, you know, I can drink this. It didn't bother me at all. So I hope you will try this tea, and you can get the benefit from the green tea antioxidants. By the way, they all are certified organic, and the decaffeinated decaf edible green center powder product doesn't have the logo of the USDA seal, but actually we use organic green tea, organic center leaf. And the reason that product doesn't have logo is simply because the processor of the decaffeination does not want to go through the process of English. Okay, so anyway, that is the reason, but the ingredient is certified organic. So no worry about toxic chemicals. Okay, so we work with organic tea farms in Japan. They are all from Japan. And this one, this picture was our memorable trip we made 2 years ago. And we visited the tea farms and the temples in Kyoto and Kagoshima, Japan. It was so much fun and it was a great thing to do. Okay, so from now on, this presentation is going to talk about what can you do. Oh, okay, no. Okay, so what you can do is the green tea powder. Okay, so before that, I should talk about, okay, so the caffeine is tied with metabolism. That's the belief. So, hey, if I am drinking decaffeinated green tea, does it still give me the benefit of the weight control benefit? And this, we found studies, yes, yes, they work for you. Actually, the lower caffeine green tea helped the people maintain the weight after they lost the weight. So somehow the antioxidant worked prevent rebound. And this URL, groundgreentea.com/health/weight loss, that's where we were talking about those effects. Okay, so what can you do with green tea powder? So even if you are not a tea drinker, no worries, you can use green tea powder and get the benefits. So, first of all, well, okay, let's talk about the liquid. And we all know we should drink water more than we are currently drinking. So let's make water more interesting by adding pure organic center tea powder and just shake it up and you can enjoy it. And you can add the powder to your favorite smoothie and make it even healthier. And you can enjoy green tea powder latte like a treat. And oat milk is a great option to make latte. And you can add lemon slices or orange slices to the tea, pour tea, and it's not just a flavor addition. Vitamin C from citrus enhances the antioxidant activity of green tea. So that's a great thing to do. And if you're enjoying a warm cup of tea, probably you heard, okay, green tea is sensitive, you have to adjust the temperature really carefully. So that might be shying you away from the green tea, but no worries. If you boil the water, the temperature is 212, right? And actually, if you pour the water a couple of times, and then the temperature reduces like by 15 to 20 degrees. And so center powder, matcha, 175, 160, those are the optimal temperature. And it's easy to get that optimal temperature by just pouring the water 2 cups. Or simply, you can get the hot water dispenser that you can set the temperature. That would be always the always option. Okay, then this is another question I get pretty often. Does boiling water ruin the EGCG, catechin antioxidants. That's why we can't use the green tea. We can't use the boiling hot water for green tea. No, actually, that's not the reason we recommend to use lower temperature water. Actually, because the flavor is so gentle. So if you're using hot water, that actually kills the flavor. Well, not kills. You cannot really taste the gentleness of the flavor. In terms of antioxidants, they are pretty heat resistant. And this study shows even after 60 minutes after you cook the antioxidants with 338 degrees Fahrenheit, still 80% of the EGCG is intact. So you don't have to worry about using the warm water or even hot boiling water. And green tea powder can be used in your favorite recipes. And our website has many recipes, and that might inspire you. And the photo shows one of them, matcha chia pudding. And we served with all different kind of fun toppings, and we made a bar, and it was a fun way to offer healthy food. And you can just mix the powder into yogurt, and this is just simple recipes using 3 ingredients: plain Greek yogurt, horseradish, and green tea powder, and mix it up. And this was one of the quick food I offered at the tea festival in Seattle 2 years ago. And 2 gentlemen, and the left one, and the left is Mr. Bruce Richardson, and he is a tea historian and tea master. He's a great friend of ours. And the right-hand side is Professor Hackman at UC Davis Department of Nutrition. He's studying green tea nutrition, and he is one of us, trying to promote green tea as a healthy diet. And green hummus. Hummus is a great food to mix the green tea powder in. It's such a great combo. And this wonderful jam or spread or dip, this recipe was created by a friend of mine, wonderful vegetarian chef Alexis, and she has a beautiful website too, syncopatednyc.com. And she actually used this jam, a part of the beautiful matcha parfait, green tea parfait. And the whole instruction is available to watch on our website. And if we have the time, I wanted to fix this. It takes just 15 minutes, but I'm not sure. It's already 3.
Yeah,
so.
that's okay. I mean, I don't, if people can watch it later, but I'd love to see the recipe. And there's also a couple of questions, Kiyomi, if you don't mind.
Okay,
answering.
Go ahead. Yep.
Are you done with your PowerPoint? Because if so, take off screen share so we can see you a little bit larger.
Yeah. Well, actually, a few more. So maybe can I show the green tea mask, because it's good for the skin. Okay, so you can use green tea powder to make a mask. Just mix with 1 tablespoon honey and a half teaspoon of the green tea powder, and leave it for 15 minutes and wash them off. And not just good for acne. This is just home spa day, and you can tell the difference. So I want you to try that. Okay, so yeah, and just one more thing. For storage, if you want to store the powder as fresh as possible, the moisture, air, and temperature. Okay, so the sunlight and air, moisture are the the enemies of the antioxidants. So please keep that the powder somewhere dark, dry, and relatively cool, but not in the fridge unless your kitchen, your house gets really warm, warmer than 72 degrees. If you keep the powder in the fridge, please get the powder out half an hour before you actually open it. Otherwise, condensation is going to be created around the particles, and the moisture will degrade the antioxidants. Okay, so that's it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I think you know more about this topic than just about anybody else I have ever met. A few questions. First of all, do you only ship to the United States? We have somebody in Australia that would like to order in other countries. So tell us about that.
Okay. So at this point, we are shipping to Canada, Australia, and Britain. Because of the COVID, we were shipping to other countries too, but for some reason they came back. So we are now limiting to these 3 countries, but yes, we do. We ship the cheese.
Great. And people are wondering, is it okay to put things in it, or does that negate the value? Like if you were to put any non-dairy milk in or sweeteners, things like that.
Well, no is the answer. Well, you don't have to worry about much about the combination. You know, probably you have seen milk protein would negate the antioxidants. Actually, some studies were done. Not the case with negating. Actually, you know, that activation is prolonged, and so it didn't, you know, show that the benefits as soon as that's used by itself. But no, you can actually use milk too.
Right. Well, we recommend no dairy in my
right.
Yeah, but I think people are like almond milk, things like that. And Colleen is asking about blood sugar. Does it help balance blood sugar, and how long would that take, and how much would you need to drink?
Okay, so I would think if you drink half an hour before the meal, because the antioxidants level in your blood will be maximized, optimized, you know, about in 30 minutes afterwards. So half an hour before the meal time would be the great time to drink green tea.
That's great.
And yeah, and probably you don't do that anyways, but you know, just in case, you know, somebody who has, you know, sweet teeth might be watching. Okay, don't add sugar to green tea if you won't have that health benefit, because that's gonna cancel out the benefit.
Right. Well, we don't recommend sugar or fake sugar, like stevia or things like that.
Yeah.
And let's see. There's a question. Is it best to take it on an empty stomach?
Not really. It doesn't matter. And some people are really sensitive to green tea. And if you are sensitive to green tea, you might want to have just, you know, 1 or 2 crackers, yeah, with it. But it doesn't have to be, you know, your stomach doesn't have to be empty or full. It doesn't matter.
Mine was very diluted, so I didn't, because everything upsets my stomach, but yours didn't. And I did do a little bit more water just because I just like everything weak. I don't know why. I'm just a very
because you're sensitive, you're keen, I think.
Yeah. So Lisa says, Lisa says, how much caffeine is in the green tea matcha powder? But you also have a decaffeinated one, which has no caffeine. Is that correct?
Right, that's right. Yeah. So if you go to regular matcha, 35 to 60 milligram per serving. But if you choose lower caffeine options like sencha green tea powder, and then the regular one offers only 9 milligram per serving, and the decaffeinated one is less than 3 milligram, close to 0.
Right. So you have both sencha and matcha. You sell both.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Right.
So okay. You got it. Yes.
Right. Just because I mean, I'm trying to pay attention to your presentation in the chat, but I think sometimes people join late, and that's why they're asking the differences between that. So guys, you just rewind. You can't rewind, but you can watch it from the beginning. And people are saying, well, how is this different? Like if just the one you buy at Trader Joe's? I'm sure it's much better, but maybe you can address that.
Well, okay, so Trader Joe matcha, is that your question?
Yeah. Like, well, why can't I just go to Trader Joe? I'm sure yours. I mean,
Oh,
yours is the real deal. I'm sure yours is the real deal.
okay. So, Trader Joe matcha. Okay, as long as you don't mind the caffeine, matcha is fine. Just one thing I want you to be careful about is please choose organic. Organic is important, and because matcha is known for benefits, all the products talk about this is healthy for you, but if it's not organically grown, definitely 100% sure it's got the chemicals, pesticide residues and herbicide residues. So please choose organic. And if you are sensitive to caffeine, or if you want to enjoy more than 1 cup a day late in the afternoon, something like that, and then we offer sencha green tea powder and the decaffeinated sencha powder.
Right. And will this mix easily? People are saying they've had some brands where it just floats on the top. It doesn't mix well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and another thing, maybe I should say, hopefully the ingredient says that, the truth, but make sure, as long as you are consuming whole tea leaf, it's better for you because you get 100% nutrition. But if the tea leaf is contaminated, you get 100% of the contamination too. So the lead is one of the toxins you want to be careful about. And Dr. Greger actually made a short video about it, but the lead is pretty common in Chinese green tea. So if matcha is made in China, you might want to check it out. You can, contact the company and have you done a test, and make sure you're not actually drinking lead. And we do the test. We conduct the test, and so make sure the powder doesn't give you the lead.
Right. And will it stain my teeth is a question.
Good question. Okay, so some people say yes, and some people say no. Actually, my teeth my teeth became whiter. So, well, if you are if you worry about it, maybe you can make sure you brush teeth. But once again, maybe you want to experiment first, and if you see the difference, and then you can just limit the time you to drink the green tea, and you brush teeth afterwards.
Good idea. Gina wants to know, what do you think of white tea?
White tea. Okay, so white tea is known as the least processed tea, only made only with the young buds and leaves. And probably that is true. However, white tea is made with just a certain cultivars of Camellia sinensis. Not all the green tea cultivars make white tea if we use young buds and young leaves. So it's a kind of different animal. So white tea is actually high in caffeine, but some people say it doesn't work, it doesn't act upon on me. So if you are curious, please try, because white tea is a different experience. And white tea is certainly high in antioxidants like green tea too, but unfortunately it's not available in a powder form. And I tried grinding up the white tea leaf, but it was just so bitter. It was not really palatable. So yeah.
That makes sense. So do people have to create an account to order to get the 5% discount?
All right, well, that's a great question. So let's talk about how to get the discount too. Okay, so if you'd like to get the special discount as referral of wonderful chef AJ's, And then actually you need to create an account, and just a simple 3-step process, but you have to make the account associated with Chef AJ. Chef AJ, can I share the screen to show?
Yeah. Here, let me just put the little
Okay.
thing on. Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
And then maybe you can briefly talk about the coffee product that you sent me that tastes just like coffee.
Right, exactly.
It's unbelievable. It's made out of just with brown rice. Linda said, I just bought it without the discount. Well, maybe you could write her and she can rectify that, Linda.
Okay, so this is our homepage of website, and when you scroll down and you see the red buttons saying shop with referral. So please click that one, and then you see the simple instructions. First step is please create your account, and you can do so here. And after you create an account, all you need to do is providing an email address and password. And we don't get to see password anyways, but anyway. So create an account and then come back to this page and scroll down to step 2. And you see all the health professionals that recommend our tea. And Chef AJ is right here. So after you create the account, you click Chef AJ, and then you told our system, hey, I got the referral from Chef AJ, and then you go to step 3. And step 3 is shopping. So please finish shopping, check out, and then you get the extra 5% discount every time you shop on our website, and you don't have to click the Chef AJ's photo anymore because your account remembers it. And when you create the account, you are rewarded with 100 loyalty points, and you can redeem it right away. 100 points is worth $5. And every time you shop, you earn loyalty points. Okay.
Great.
So does that work?
Yeah, thank you.
Did it answer to the question? Okay,
nice.
Great.
It's
Okay.
Let's see. Tracy's saying, is brown rice coffee better than dandelion?
Okay, so I don't know much about dandelion, but the Chef AJ, do you know what's the benefit of
I don't. The only other coffee substitute I ever tried was something called Dandy Blend, but I worried about it because it's made from barley. And even though it said it was gluten-free, I had a feeling it was upsetting my stomach. That's why I was so interested in trying your brown rice coffee, which I have in the other room. But if you want to show what that looks like, it was eerie how much it looked and smelled and tasted like coffee.
Wow, that is awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna open up. Okay, so is it better than dandelion? Okay, so I don't have the straight answer for that. I can talk about the brown rice coffee product, but so this brown rice coffee is made with 100% organically grown brown rice, period. So it's gluten-free and of course caffeine-free too. And okay, and the powder is very, very fine. See that? Okay, so spoon. Okay.
Can you add the powder directly to something, or is it best to have it in the water first?
Oh, you can mix it with your smoothie, for example, and if you like. Water bottle. Okay, so if you have water bottle, well, once again, you don't have to use boiling hot water. You can actually add the powder to the water bottle, just like this. And then you can shake it up. And if you like, you can pour it over ice and you can enjoy it like an iced coffee. And just like this. Okay, so if you have more time, I can go to the presentation too. But this brown rice is high in the water-soluble fiber, and a university in Japan actually studied on this product and compared the absorption of the bile acid, which cause the higher cholesterol and colon cancer. And so they found out that the drug to treat high cholesterol, cholestyramine, cholestyramine, and this and pure cellulose. They compared the three substances, and this was about same potency as that drug. And of course, you don't get a side effect from this. So it's a functional product, not just a coffee alternative.
So is that cold water, room temperature water, or warm water in your bottle?
Oh, this is the room temperature. Yeah, I had it like, about 1 hour or so in a water bottle. So I say this is a room temperature.
Yeah, because people are interested in like making shakes or coffee ice cream, and I'm wondering what the ratio, like how much would you use? Maybe you would need more than a teaspoon for that flavor if you were doing like an ice cream or something.
Yeah, could use a little more than that. But Chef AJ, you tasted this coffee. It's pretty intense. The flavor is very intense. So you don't have to double up. You can just add 1 teaspoonful per serving. If you're making something. Yeah, that is a good place to start with.
And it is organic, of course.
It is organically grown. Yes, organic. Yeah.
Nice.
So actually, once again, the process, one of the process is not certified, so we don't have the logo on the product, but the tea, not tea, the rice, brown rice is organically grown, and our manufacturer, actually our provider of this powder, it's just so amazingly professional. He does the test nonetheless, and no pesticide.
That's neat. I love the idea of using it in recipes. That makes it a lot of fun, and with the matcha as well.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun, and also even if you don't care for the flavor of that, just a genuine green tea or the coffee kind of flavor, intense flavor, you can get the benefits. So that's a great way to use it.
Yeah. Did you want to show your recipe if you have time?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. All right. Okay. So I'm going to.
Wow.
Okay, so here we go. So, all right, so I have a little pot. And what we're gonna use is lime. Okay, so I'm gonna grate the zest of the lime in a pot. And lime. And we're gonna squeeze the half of the lime. And
maybe lower your, right now we can't see what you're doing, just so you know, maybe lower the,
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so just grate the whole lime. Okay. And that lime zest is just so refreshing, so it's really good. Okay, so then just cut the lime in half and squeeze the half of the lime.
Joanne says, which one of the products that you sell is the one you gave to your husband when he had cancer? Or which one would you recommend if somebody has cancer, and how much per day?
That is a great question. Thank you for asking. So, this product is the one he drank and he's drinking still, and edible green center powder regular. And as I said, because antioxidant catechins metabolizes within 3 to 4 hours, he drank just about that much every 3 to 4 hours, like every time you had a meal and in between. So he was drinking like 3 to 5 cups a day, and because it's low in caffeine, yeah, you don't get the jittery or any side effects from the caffeine. Okay, so I added the lemon zest and juice here, and now we're gonna add 2 kiwi, and so the kiwi, probably you might know, kiwi is like this, and then instead of using the peeler, you can just use the spoon, put it in between the meat and the skin, and then just rotate, and then just and you can do 4 pieces. That's so amazing. You can't imagine how much flavor the simple dish like this makes. And you can use it for like oatmeal, and you can use it like a dip. You can use for apple slice dip. It's just so versatile. And this amount is let's see. So once this recipe makes like 1.5 cup of the jam, but one day I made 4 times more all at once, and I kept it in a Tupperware, and it was just fine. It lasted 4 days just fine, and enjoyed it every morning. Okay, so here the kiwis, lime juice, and the lime zest, and we're going to gently heat, and this process does deactivate the oxidation of the enzyme and antioxidants, so the color stays green. Okay, while it's heating, I'm going to cut a little bit of mint. There's the mint. Okay. Okay. So I have a little small food processor that you are welcome to use regular size. Okay, so the mint. And green tea, half teaspoonful. And quarter cup of spinach. And then,
Remember, we can't see below, so yeah.
so this goes in the food processor. So far we got the green tea powder, mint, spinach, and kiwi, and one more ingredient, avocado. Just half of the avocado. scoop in. Okay, so avocado is in, and I'm going to just grind it. Okay, well, a little more. Okay, so it looks like this, and you can grind more to smooth it out. But anyways, and you can make it ahead, and when you put the plastic on, just to put the plastic so that it doesn't have air in between the jam and plastic, and then it helps to prevent the oxidation. And this is what it made. Yep. So this much. It's quite a bit, probably more than 2 servings. Yeah.
Oh, it looks good. I like things that are green, so I would definitely eat that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's very tasty.
Hey, Kiyomi, so a friend of mine jumped the gun and ordered without going through the page. Could she contact you to maybe fix that order? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. Just contact me and by email, and then we will take care of that. Yep. No worries.
Oh, here's a good question from TS. Does green tea interfere with any medication? My family member had a liver transplant.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, well, actually, green tea is good for the liver health. So that part is good. But if you are taking the bread thinner, like, aspirin or the medicine, to thin out the bread, actually green tea interact with that. So please consult with doctor. And somebody said, thanks to green tea, he was able to get off that medication. So that is one way to go, but please consult with doctor.
That's great. Well, thank you. I got to order some because I it's like you say, once I get in the habit of doing it every day, I'll do it, but I only had a certain amount and then I drank it and I'm like, I forgot about it. So, yeah, that is so cool. And thank you so much for the recipe, guys. I'm putting the exact recipe in the show notes right now. So it will be there in just a moment.
Thank you. Great.
Yeah, no, thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kiyomi. This was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you so much for having me again. And I really look forward to, seeing your using the green tea, because it's such easy to add to your life. So
right, I want to start thinking of some recipes that I can do with it. So that's what I'll definitely
wonderful.
do.
Please let me know. Yeah, I'd love to know. Yeah,
absolutely. And thank you, Sharon, for the wonderful recommendation for a guest. And thanks all of you for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Please come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time when my guest is Michelle Schwegman. She is the co-founder and co-owner of Herbivore Clothing, also in Oregon, where Kiyomi is from, and the author of the book, Eat Like You Give a Damn. And she's going to be doing a culinary demonstration of her Only Kale Can Save Us Now salad. So there you have it. Thanks again, Kiyomi. Take care.
Thank you so much again. Yeah, take care.